Hey, it's Dr. Johnson, and I just wanted to walk you through some different things to think about when you're finding and getting primary source photographs ready for an elementary classroom. I'm going to walk through 4 different things that you should avoid when you're looking for good primary source photographs. I'll show you examples of each one of these, and then I'll show you some tools in Google that I like to use when trying to find really good photographs to use in the classroom. The first thing that you should avoid are low resolution photographs. Obviously, this is the same picture of me, but the one on the left is low resolution. It's pixelated, not a lot of details. The one on the right and the one in the middle look really similar, but you wouldn't know this. The one on the right is about 5 times more detailed than the one in the middle. So if I wanted to print, I definitely want to use the one on the right. It has the most pixels. It's the largest pixelated, the largest image size of me for this photograph. Now, a good example of why we don't like low resolution is this picture of Waikiki. We don't see a lot of details, especially in the background. It's hard to even see that that's Diamond Head in the background or the surfboards. It's even hard to see what these ladies look like in the foreground. So always avoid low resolution photographs. The second thing to avoid are distractions. As good as this photograph is of Duke Kahanamoku and Waikiki, it's distracting to have the watermarks on there. So if you have the choice, do not use the photograph if it has watermarks on there. It's just distracting. Here's another distraction. This is a great photograph of Disneyland, celebrating Disneyland. It's hard to see the watermarks here because they're so light. You can see them kind of up here by Mickey Mouse's head and on his trousers and over here by the train station. Once you see the watermarks, it's hard not to see them. But there's also the distraction here that they've done this text overlay. And that all combined just means it's a distraction from the students looking at the photograph and enjoying it. So if you like this photograph, there might be a copy out there online without the watermarks on it. All right, another thing to avoid are distortions. Here's a picture of the first campus of BYU Hawaii, known as the Church College of Hawaii at the time. Temporary huts set out. This picture was taken up on the gazebo behind the temple. So you look at these 2 photographs, and it's easy to see that the one on the right is distorted. It's obviously been stretched, and the buildings look taller than they actually were. The one on the left looks pretty good, but I'll give you a little hint here. The one on the left is also distorted because this is the original photograph. And you can see it's longer, not as tall. So a little bit distorted, not distorted at all. You do not want to use a distorted photograph because it doesn't give the true form of what it looks like. It distorts it. You want the students to be able to see the way it was. So always use the photograph in the right size, and I'll show you how I do that when putting a photograph on a document. Now, the last thing is you're trying to find photographs for elementary students. So the last thing you want to do is have a boring picture. If I'm studying about McDonald's and how the McDonald's brothers came up with this whole idea, I do not want this picture. Not only is it low resolution, but it's boring. What are the students going to look at and get excited about in that one? Whereas here's a great picture of the McDonald's brothers. There's lots to look at in this picture. There's lots to read. There's lots of information to kind of pick out of the picture. Avoid boring. Go for interesting. So those are kind of the main things there. Remember, we're going to avoid low resolution, distractions, distortions, and boring. So let's show you how I'm going to find a photograph. And I'm going to use Google for my search here. And I'm going to go ahead and try to find Amelia Earhart. That's great. Let's find some Amelia Earhart. I like Amelia Earhart. Great aviator. So I've done my Google search, and now I'm going to go to my images because I'm looking for a primary source image. And I'm given lots of images. Now remember, first thing, we want to avoid low resolution. So Google has a great thing under their tools here. You can go to the size and you can say, I only want to look at photographs that are large. And now it's gone and given me only high resolution photographs to look at. And this is great. I can look through these photographs and see what I want. I've got some great photographs here. I'm just kind of looking through. Looking for something that's exciting. I don't want boring. So, just a picture of Amelia Earhart is nice, but I want something. Ooh, this one has some nice things going on. It looks like there's some people. Looks like it's a water plane. Oh, but it has distractions. It has those watermarks on it. Here's a great thing that Google does. I could right click on this and I could say search this image with Google, and it's going to search and look for other images that are similar to this, which is kind of nice. I can look around that. Or if I didn't even do that, if I just have it over here on this right hand side, it gives me other similar images here, and I can look through those. I can see that this one also has watermarks. I don't know if this one doesn't have watermarks, so it might be usable. There's lots of different ways you can do that. Now, another nice thing that Google does is it gives you kind of descriptors up here. So I'm looking at Amelia Earhart, but maybe I want to look at Amelia Earhart. Oh, flying. That's action. That might be exciting for students. Oh, now I've got some great pictures of Amelia Earhart actually flying. And take a look. Like this one is great. Look at this picture. Yeah, that's a great picture. But I also notice that picture and this picture are the same picture. This one looks like it's been cropped a little bit, and this one looks like it's a little bit larger. And this one also looks like the same picture, but this one's not high resolution. So I need to go make sure that my tools are turned on and I'm only looking at large. Only high resolution. All right, here's high resolution. This one is high resolution. All right. If I'm going to choose between these two, I am going to choose this one because it doesn't cut it off. And look at that, 7,000 pixels wide. That's great. And look, here are some similar photographs right there. So I could go and see if there's any other photographs that are similar that are more interesting. But for instance, I like this one. This one's just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and use it. So I am going to go ahead and right click and copy that image. I'm going to come over here to my Google document. So I already had it up there. I'm going to create a new Google document. Let's see, this picture was, it's landscape. So I've got it, my layout the right way, and now I can just go ahead and say paste. Oh, there it goes, and it automatically pastes it as large as it can on the page. Now let me just show you the difference between what I just did there and if I change my layout on my page. So I'm going to change it to portrait. I'm going to go ahead and say paste. And even though I have all of this paper, it only is going to make it fit as best it can. So you do have to plan out before you paste your picture what dimensions you want it. And for this picture, I definitely want it to be landscape. Now I can paste it and I have a great photograph in there. So that's some ways of kind of jumping around Google and kind of narrowing down. You can use these descriptors at the top to kind of look at different things. Here's Amelia Earhart, Hawaii, which might be really interesting if I'm using this photograph in Hawaii. Once again, I want to make sure I'm looking at just high resolution images. But here's some that might really be interesting for students, and I can kind of look through those and see what my students might like, what might be interesting to look at, and go from there. So I hope that helps. You will have some other videos you can look at. I have a quick video on how to search the National Archives. I also have a quick video on how to search the Library of Congress for videos. So I hope that helps out. Remember, when you are looking for photographs, you want to avoid low resolution, distractions, distortions, and boring photographs. So I hope you're able to find some good photographs out there. Talk to you later.